Hi. How are we? Alright, well, I'm not sure. I'm like, what's going on with the camera? Maybe it's not even the camera, maybe it's actually just me. So, hi everybody, welcome to, I have no idea what episode number we are at. It is in Australia, it is Wednesday the 23rd of October. I have officially lost like 2 whole days in my travels to get home, so it's really kind of, it's quite interesting actually, the whole jumping the date plane thing and doing all of that. Now, I am coming to you live from the lounge, so if you can hear me, please let me know by typing in and letting me know that you can actually hear me. So some of the things that I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today was some things that came up over on the weekend. Now, if you haven't made it into a room with me, that's okay. I won't hold you personally responsible. Or maybe I will. No, I won't. Well, I've got just to quickly, before I let you know what came off the back of this weekend, we have got Visible Life, the national tour, happening in about a week and a half, and we've got Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, Perth and Adelaide still on the agenda, which I'm really, really excited about. And I've actually decided to, like, I know that sometimes it can be a bit of a big thing making this commitment to jump into the room. I was chatting with one of my best friends, Joe, who also happened to be in the US at the same time. Now, you guys, we didn't plan this. And this is what is the most, I think the most serendipitous, weird thing that could possibly have happened. So Joe and I knew that we each had events going on in the States. We'd both been invited to speak. Joe was invited to be the opening keynote for Therapy Reimagined, really amazing conference over in the States that happened in California. And I was invited to speak at another event from a friend of mine, Ray, who was running a really cool event. And I love his philosophy around business, around life, around energy, around how, you know, the very practical things like attracts like and stuff like that. So it was a real honour actually to be asked, to be invited to come along and speak. But Joe and I, we'd been chatting over the last few months about different things, and we didn't even realise, I don't think until about a month ago, that we were even going to be in the States at the same time. And when we realised, literally maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we were just going, oh my God, this is ridiculous. It turns out that we didn't think we were landing on the same day. It turned out we were landing on the same day. We didn't think we were leaving on the same day. It turned out we were leaving on the same day. So it's been really great. So she and I were sitting down with Wei yesterday, and we were just chatting about different things around events, and I suppose people do or don't commit to different things. And I think what was really curious is, you know, there's one thing to go through a virtual program, right, or go through a virtual training, whether it's online or whatever, and it's quite another to make a commitment to actually going and being in the room. And I suppose like what we were chatting about was like, you know, I've filled rooms before, like we've had 50, 60 people in events, and it's been really amazing. She's had a great number of people in events, but both of us have had a really, and Wayne actually as well, it's kind of interesting because we've had a bit of a harder time filling these events. And as you know, last week I was supposed to run a 2-day event, and I didn't have anybody register in the States. And, you know, there's some reasons that I've learned why that might be. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So I think what was really interesting though is that we were chatting about why people may not commit to doing certain things, or why they choose to not do certain things. And I think the thing with being in a room is that you don't actually have the charms. Like if you've been full of your own stuff, you know, if you've been you know, self-sabotaging, if you've been given reasons, excuses, things, you know, whatever, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I haven't got the audience, I don't have the content, I don't have the notoriety, I don't have whatever it is, it can be really easy to say, oh, well, I can't make it to this thing in order to be able to get out of my own way. So I think that's a really interesting thing. So what I've done to help you with that is I have also launched a virtual event that's happening towards the end of November as well. So if you can't get in the room, make it to the end. Come to the virtual event. So 2 days from the comfort of your own home, and we're actually going to go through all of the stuff. What I will do, I've also, Wayne and I did an interview together, a video together on Friday night, and it was so much fun. Like I was quite tired, and we were a little bit bit off the chain, but it gives you, even though you're not going to be at that particular event, the things that I step you guys through in Visible Live are actually pretty much the same as what I talked about with that. So I'll share the link to that video a little bit later for you. So I guess like what I really wanted to, I wanted to chat with you about that. I wanted to just kind of, it's really interesting. I was talking to my husband this morning and he said, so Nicola, he didn't say that. He said, so, what did you get out of this? And I said, it's really interesting. I choose to believe, like I've got so much out of this last trip. It has been 10 days away from home, which is an extraordinary amount of time. We've got 3 children and, Dom's busy and going into the national tour in a couple of weeks or a week and a half. It's a really big, and I'm running a 2-day event next week as well. There's all of this stuff at home for clients. So, there's all of this stuff that's going on. And I said, you know what? Sometimes the things that we think that we're going to get out of something might not always look the way that we expect or the way that we anticipate. Here's the thing, and the one big thing that I want to leave you with today is to remember to always trust in your own choices, trust in your own decisions, and always back yourself. And remember, you always make the right choices and you always make the right decisions. Now, for me, going to the US, it's been a pretty big expense to go, not just financially, but also energetically and emotionally, and, just from a life expense. But, would I, like even on the other side now, would I always have gone? Would I always have made the same decision? Who knows? Because the people that I've connected with are absolutely freaking amazing. It's given me another, if we look at it, like another run at helping people and doing what it is that I do. It's we had 23 registrants over the weekend. There's another 23 lives that I've had the absolute privilege and honour of being able to motivate, inspire, educate, and help get them and their message and help them fulfill their potential. And it's really amazing to be a part of that. Earlier on in the week with Jo, I got to meet a bunch of her colleagues and friends and clients, and again, it's really amazing. And you guys, like, this is the stuff that, hey Jess, this is the stuff that you might not see the immediate direct return. But I choose to believe that with every investment that I make in anything that I do, there is always a return, that there is always a reason for me to be in that place at that time, speaking to those people about those things. It was really interesting. I had a message from one of the women. So we finished really late Sunday night, and I was dying. I was toast. Like I was cooked. I could barely see. My eyes. When you're so tired and your eyes are just like fuzzy and you're blinking a lot and the fuzziness just doesn't go. That was me on Sunday night at about 7:30. I was in bed really early, and I had a message overnight from one of the beautiful women, Belinda, who was in the room on the weekend. It's just this beautiful, heartfelt thank you for inspiring and kicking our ass, essentially. And I think, it's a really beautiful thing. I've had other messages throughout these last few days from people. So you don't ever know the impact that you're having on someone. And I think it's kind of naive. Maybe not naive, but you're selling yourself short if you think that you're always going to see, hey Summer, you always think that you're always going to see the impact immediately, the financial return immediately, the transformation immediately. I mean, there was a whole bunch of transformation going on in the room. There's no denying that. But we've got to be in this for the long haul, right? Visibility takes time. Visibility takes consistency. Marketing takes time. Marketing takes consistency. Learning takes time. It takes consistency. Stretching takes time. It takes consistency. The other really big thing actually that I wanted to share with you, I just had another thought. I've caught up again with a friend of mine called Holden, who is an amazing physical therapist. I don't know if that's not his title, but he's a bodywork guy. And we were chatting about, so he was also a speaker at this event, and we were chatting about his presentation style. Now this guy is super cool, calm and collected, right? Very different. Like I was, walking up and down like the stage area, and I'm like talking with my hands, and you guys know how I am, right? So like I'm getting everybody in, and where it's really experiential, and I'm like, okay, you guys are going to do this right now, and this is how I'm doing it, and I'm very animated. And then he, by contrast, is a lot more kind of like cool, calm, collected, toned down, but everybody hung on his every word. And we were talking about how amazing it has been to be in a room where there's no competition, Like we all do sort of like similar things. Like we've got similar messages, but there's no fear of competition. There's no comparisonitis where it's like, oh well, I should have presented like he presented, or I should have presented like she presented, or I should have presented like Irene or Amber or Holden or whoever. You know, it's like I think it was a really great reminder of like just do you, and there is more than enough of the people out there. There's more than enough to go around for you to really embrace who you are and the way that you do things, rather than trying to bend yourself and manipulate yourself maybe into trying to do something in another way. So that's my big message for today, is be yourself. Have fun with it and trust that you always make the right choices and you always make the right decisions, and that, you know what, sometimes sometimes the results don't pan out till a little bit later. So I am going to go and finish my coffee. I am going to do that. I am going to go and organise some content. I've got a new program that's starting on Friday called Wake Up and Shake Up Your Shit. I think you guys have seen that. If you're lost and confused and not sure what your purpose is or how you're going to get it out there or who it is that you're going to help, whether it's within your business, within an organisation that is going to absolutely rock your world, you can find the links to that below my page. I've also got to go and do some stuff that I want to offer out to the people who were in the room last weekend, so I've got some tech stuff to do, and then I will finally be on the last flight home in, I think we board in like another 4.5 hours. So 14 hours on a plane wasn't enough, although I did sleep for 10 hours, so that was really good. You know, I've got this whole lot longer away, so thank God for coffee. I don't know what number coffee run it is. I will add that in later. Have a great day today, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you are in the US of A, I miss you guys terribly. I always love coming home, and I always find it really hard coming home as well, because I just love being there. I love the people, I love the climate. I love the accents. Like I love the whole thing. I just really love being over there. So let's allow the reintegration to be smooth, calm, and kind to me. But I've got to tell you, Americans, you need to work out how to do almond milk without sweetening it. Not just the not vanilla kind, but almond milk without sweetness. You don't need to add cane sugar to almond milk. It can just be plain almond milk. So there you go. That's my word of advice for the whole United States. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Be good, be awesome, be amazing. Go out there and help some people, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. Oh, before I let you go, I'm running a webinar on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Sydney time, which is 2 p.m. Time 12, 1, 2. That would be 3 p.m. LA Pacific. And it's all about, if you couldn't be in the room on the weekend, which I know a lot of you were not, I'm going to go through actually exactly and specifically the precise training that I took them through on the weekend that created a whole bunch of shifts, a whole lot of aha moments. So I'll share the registration links with you after I've got them ready, because that's what my job is right now. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Be amazing. I can't wait to chat with you all soon. Lisa, oh my God, Coffee in LA. I need to know this for when I am there. Yeah, there is, well, it depends on where you're at, because LA, as I learned, is a really large region, right? It encompasses a whole big area. I found the best coffee in Hollywood and the best coffee in Redondo Beach. In fact, I would even travel for probably half an hour to go and get the coffee from Redondo, but that's a whole other life. All right, everybody, I'm going to go and do my thing and get these links ready so that you can come hang out with me for free on Friday morning at 9 a.m. And we'll go from there. All right, have a great Wednesday or a great Tuesday night, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.